Hey everyone, let's talk installation. But first, Cortex is the archive platform for ITSM data, and you might want to install it because Cortex is specifically shipped as an on-premise product. So we don't host Cortex for our customers. We don't host our customers' data. We don't host the application for them either. In general, if that is a situation that you're interested in, definitely come talk to us. We can figure it out. Cortex is primarily an on-premise system. So that means you run it yourself. You can run it in a cloud like Azure or AWS. You can run it physically in your own data center. You can run it on bare metal. You can run it in a virtualized environment. I'm running Cortex on a couple Proxmox servers back here. So they're VMs, but on physical machines that I have in my home office here. We have a bunch of instructions on how to install Cortex. In this video, I'm not going to walk you through those instructions. I'm actually going to talk a little bit more about the process. And if you've been watching Cortex for any length of time, you may have seen this scary webpage. Install an IIS. It's kind of long. There are a lot of words. Well, in Cortex 2.6, we've actually made it a lot easier. So we've taken this page, we've turned it into an installer so that you can basically go point and click and not have to do all of the manual stuff. From here, one of the things that we link to says download the appropriate zip file. And this link goes off to our releases site. Now, when you go to our releases site for the first time, you probably don't have an account, so you get this screen. From this screen, just click request access, put in your email, add a password, solve the math problem, click register. You'll get an email that prompts you to verify your email address. You do have to click the link in that email. If you don't get that email for whatever reason, reach out to us. There's links down in the video description. Once you click that link or reach out to us to activate your account, that's it. You don't have to get any additional permissions, go through any additional hoops. You can log in with the email and the password that you've created here. You automatically have access to all the downloads. It is safe to ignore Cortex Dev and Cortex Experimental. And this is the entire history of every version of Cortex that we've ever shipped. All the way back to 1.0. I'm kind of scared to even see what that looks like. Our latest one is 2.6.1. I'm going to go over here. You'll see 4 different options. I'm going to touch on 3 of them. One is tarball for Linux. One is a zip file for Windows. And when the instructions mention download the appropriate zip file, that's really what it means. Download this Windows zip file. Brand new in Cortex 2.6, not 2.6.1, but 2.6, we have an installer. And that's actually what I'm going to download right now. So I'm going to download this exe. This is Windows only. And of course, being an exe coming from a site on the internet, you might get some warnings from your operating system. Obviously, it's not a virus. It is perfectly safe, but it's an executable that's not commonly downloaded. And I think Windows tries to tell you, hey, are you sure you want to do that? So we can go more info and then run anyway. In just a second, it will run and give me a UAC prompt. So we give a little warning that it's going to pop a UAC prompt. We'll say, okay, here is an installer. Things that I want to call out are the prerequisites. If you haven't installed IIS, the installer will take care of it. If you haven't installed the WebSocket protocol, the installer will take care of it. The .NET hosting bundle, this link that's hidden right here under this giant screenshot, the installer will take care of it. In this case, you can see I've already installed the prerequisites, so I can just go ahead and hit next. If you already have a version of Cortex installed, it will pick up some of the configuration that you've already used, especially for some of these later steps. By default, it'll install to program files in App Software Cortex. You can configure a lot of this stuff. I recommend keeping the defaults, so IIS application path /alias Cortex. This basically means that you'll go to machine name /Cortex in a browser to get to Cortex. From here, you can next to set up the database. This is the database that Cortex uses to store its own state, and then additional connection strings. So if you're installing for Cherwell, you'll set up the Cherwell connection string. If you're installing Cortex for Avanti Neurons, you'll set up the Neurons connection string. ServiceNow, same thing, Jira, and so on, right? These are kind of some basic defaults. As we continue to add more and more systems that we support, a lot more will be configurable through the actual web applications interface. License information, if you have your license code from us, you can drop that in here. If you are installing this as a trial mode, that's totally fine. There is a checkbox where you can bypass that screen and it installs and you can still use it as in a trial mode. Authentication and advanced authentication settings, depending on what you choose, there might be additional questions. You are also more than welcome to specify no authentication. Don't recommend that, but if you just want to get something up and running super quickly, you can go that route. You can also use our own internal authentication, not intended for a production scenario, but it's great for trying it out and great for having a couple different users who you can tie to different use cases in shareable security groups, in Avanti roles, in ServiceNow, ACLs, and other permissions. And of course, if you want to do something a little more complex or sophisticated, going with Windows authentication or SAML or OpenID Connect, you can do that as well. That's the installer. It's basically just a, point and click, next, go through all the steps. Yeah, we're super excited about the installer. It has made our installation process take significantly less time, significantly fewer points of confusion, even with this document, which we have honed over the course of the last 2 years. Our installation process really hasn't changed all that much. This document has still continued to get better and better and better with each release. But even with that, there's still a lot of room for error. There are a lot of characters here. It's really easy to mess stuff up here. We've messed stuff up in this file. So now, even we go directly for the installer when we're installing on Windows. A couple things the installer doesn't take care of is these next steps. HTTPS and SSL, that's really environment dependent, and that's going to depend on A, how you're installing Cortex, and B, how your organization handles SSL certificates. So that's why we don't do it in the installer, at least not yet. That might be something that we do add to the installer eventually, but we have to figure out the user experience there. We want the installer to be an easier experience for everyone. We don't want to make it more complicated, just because now we have this easier experience, we can add more questions and add more functionality into it. So that's how to get Cortex set up, installed with the new installer or just with our documentation. Lots of good information here. We'll have links down in the video description to all of this stuff. And of course, if you have any questions, leave a comment down below. Reach out to us through, again, the links in the video description. We also have our community. We have our Discord server. We have our users group that we host every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific time, where you can come ask questions. It's kind of an open forum. We're there. We set aside this time. You can ask support questions. You can ask questions of your peers about things that you build in Cortex, the experience of connecting to insert archive platform here, right? Or insert database here. It's time that we set aside for the community. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.